everyone, my name is Caleb Simpson and I'm going to be showing you how to make a bumblebee box for City of Lake Oswego's Arbor month of 2022. For the bumblebee box, all you're going to need is a bunch of twigs, some nesting material, 3 smaller rocks, a medium rock, and then a flower pot and a drip tray that comes with the flower pot. The reason we're making a bumblebee box is because bumblebees, unlike some bees, do not survive over the winter. What happens is the young queen bee will leave the hive during winter while the rest of the hive dies off, and they'll burrow into the ground to try to survive the cold winter, and then emerges in early spring to try to find a new hive and a suitable location for the new hive. First step into making the bumblebee box is to find a suitable location. Best location is going to be a spot that is, first of all, out of the way, has a bunch of sun exposure, and is near a bunch of flowers that you want to get pollinated by the bumblebees. You're going to then take your twigs and make a nice bed of twigs on the ground that can fit underneath the flower pot. The twigs act as a drainage mechanism so your nesting material doesn't get all wet. Next, you can take a handful of nesting material. Don't need quite as much as you think you need. You can kind of ball it up and set it right on top of that bed of twigs that you laid on the ground. For nesting material, you can use dry grass. I used barn hay here. You can also go to a pet store and they have like bags of nesting materials that they use for small mammals and rodents, such as like hamsters or mice or anything. Once you have your nesting materials on the twigs, you're going to take your flower pot. You're going to need a flower pot that has a hole kind of drilled at the bottom of it. This acts as the entrance for the bumblebees once you make your hive. Then you're going to put the flower pot over the twigs and the nesting material. Make sure everything's kind of fitting underneath the flower pot. And you're going to take your 3 small rocks and you're going to place them on top, trying not to cover the hole. These rocks are going to act as a spacer for which you're going to put your drip tray on. Once you have your drip tray on, this will act as a way to block rain from going into the entrance hole, but now the bumblebees can still crawl underneath the drip tray and enter into the new hive. Then you can take your medium-sized rock and just put it right on top, and this helps prevent wind from knocking over your drip tray and getting the hive all wet from the rain. Once you've done this, you have created your your bumblebee box, and hopefully a new queen emerging in the spring can use the box as its new hive for the year.